Hey guys, so in episode number 7, we will add the UI to our project. So make sure to head over to the asset store and download the Slim UI tech menu package. And once you have done this, we can then head over to our scene, click here on the plus icon, head over to UI, and then I want to create a new canvas. And let's rename the canvas to UI. And then we can right click on the UI and head over here to UI one more time, and then we need to add here a panel. And then let's make sure to click here on 2D, and we can press F to focus on that. And then let's click on this icon here, hold down Alt and Shift, and click on the bottom left here, or bottom right. And this will basically snap the anchor here to the right corner, bottom corner. And then we can grab that and adjust it a little bit, like so. Let's check out the game scene. There you go. So we can save that now, and then we can click here on background, and I want to choose the corner blank. Okay, so this is coming from the UI package that we just have imported, and then let's change the color to maybe something. I would go with something like this, purple color, but you can choose any color you want, obviously. Something like that. Okay. And then make sure to increase also the opacity a little bit. Alright. And then we can right click on that and create a text. And then make sure to change the font size to 20. And then let's add or adjust the alignment to the center here. And then we can simply say ammo. Okay. And I also want to change the color to a more whitish color. And then the last thing we need to do is to rename the panel to, let's call it ammo panel. And the text, we can also rename text to ammo text. Alright, and then let's head over to player, and for the UI, we'll create a new script. So we could also add that to our shooting script or to our player move script, but again, I want to separate things to make things for you more clear, and at the same time it's also better practice to separate things like that. Otherwise your shooting script or any other script will get really messy really quick. So new script, and then let's call it user interface controller, and let's hit enter. And then let's open up the script once it has compiled. There we go. And then here we create a serialized field for the canvas. So here we simply say canvas, and then another one for the ammo panel. So again, game object, and let's call this one ammo panel. And then finally we want to have a text. In order to be able to do that, we need to add here at the top the using Unity Engine UI library. Okay, so now we can grab the ammo text, and then inside start here we say canvas equals to game object find UI, and then for the ammo panel we can grab that by saying canvas transform find and then ammo panel. And as for the, let's see, canvas transform find, okay, I guess we have to add the game object here at the end. Okay, now it worked. And then for the ammo text, we can simply say, hey, ammo panel, since the ammo text is a child of the ammo panel, we can say ammo panel get component in children, and then grab the text. Okay, and then we also need a reference to our shooting script. So I would say serialized field, shooting, and then let's call this one again shoot script. And then we can grab that easily from our components, since we have attached this script to the player itself. So here we can say get component shooting. There we go. And then let's head over to shooting and make sure to change this here at the top to from a serialized field here at the ammo and magazine to a public, like so. I already did that because again I played around with that a little bit before I recorded this lesson. So simply retype this here. Instead of using a serialized feed, we need to change this to public. Okay, and that's all I did here. And then let's go back to user interface controller, and because we have changed that, we can now create a new function inside the update methods. We can create a new function called ammo, and then down here we would create this function. And here I would simply say, hey, ammo text equals to ammo plus, and then we want to grab from the shoot script the magazine to string, and then we want to add another / here, or one /, and we can say shoot script ammo to string. Okay, and so with that, this should already work. Okay, so this should already take the current ammo that we have and display it inside our UI here. And before I actually hit play, I will save the scene just in case we get a crash or something like that. So now let's see if everything works, and there we go, it actually works. We get the current ammo size and the magazine size and the ammo size itself, and if I switch the weapon, you see it dynamically changes the ammo as well to the current weapon that we have, which is pretty awesome, right? And so if I shoot this magazine empty and press R, you see it also automatically renders the updated ammo size and magazine size, which is pretty awesome. And I already copied here a few cubes. It's because I played around with a health system, because since we have now implemented the UI system, the next step is to create a health script for our cube so that we can shoot actually at things and deal some damage. So the health script itself will be universal, which means we can then also apply to any other object that we want to have some health attributes. So I already created here a health script. What you need to do is to click here and add component, call this one health, hit enter, just like we already did a few times here, and then just open up the script, and then I will remove here pretty much everything, so that we have the same starting point, I guess. And the first thing we want to do is to create a new serialized field, and this will be an int called actually not our serialized field, we want to make this a public one, so public int, and then we will call this one max health, and then we want to have a public int called current health. Okay, and then inside the start function we can then say, hey, the current health should be equal to max health whenever we initialize this object, and the max health should be set to 100. And then we can create a public function, public void, called the damage, for example, and here we accept a damage attribute or argument. And then what I want to do is first off check if the current health is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, I want to subtract from the current health the damage. Okay, so that's good. But what if we go below 0? Well, inside updates we need then to say, hey, if the current health is smaller or equal to 0, and we actually need to make the need to check if it went below 0. Even though we have here already the if statement, here we basically say, hey, only the damage if we're not below 0. But sometimes you deal maybe more damage depending on the damage you want to deal, and it goes below 0 with the last shot, and with that you would be then below 0. So if we would just say 0 equals to 0, this would mean this would be only flat there, and if we are really just reaching 0. But if we would go below 0, it wouldn't fire anything, which is not something we want. Okay, so instead we need to say, hey, if it's 0 or equal to 0, do something. In this case, we will say debug log, just to have some response back. Debug log, no health left. And then we want to destroy this game object. Okay, so I would say destroy this dot game object, and then let's add a timer of 2. And so with that, we're pretty much set. The only thing that we need to do is to head over to shooting script. I think I already added this here as well. Down here inside our shoot script, let me remove this here quickly. Here we are basically saying where we added the raycase logic. So whenever we are shooting at something, no matter if it has a health system attached to it or not, we want to play or instantiate the hit particle and the bullet particle, right? Because if we are shooting at the ground that has, in most cases, no health attributes attached to it, we still want to play these effects, right? We don't only want to play them when we hit something that has a health script attached to it. So we just leave this here as it is. We don't change here anything. Let me just clean this up a little bit. And down here, under where we declare the where we instantiate the hit particle and the bullet particle, I want to say, hey, if the hit collider has a component attached called health, if that's the case, we want to do something. So if it's not nil, do something. So here we can say found health script, and then we can deal damage. So I can say then hit collider get component health, and then we can simply say deal damage, and for now we just hard code in the damage. So I would just subtract 50 points of the health. That means currently we only need 2 shoots or shots to remove a cube. Okay, and this should already work. In the next episode we will then add dynamic values based on the current weapon that we have, and then the damage on these attributes. Okay, but for now we just hard code that in, so it's probably better or easier for you to understand what's going on. So I need now, normally everything should work, and if I shoot now the cube 2 times, it should disappear. If I shoot it 1 time, it should already remove 50 points of the health. So 1 time, as you can see, it worked because it removed 50 points, and inside our console log you see we got now found health script. Okay, that's because we have a health script attached to our cube, where it's actually cubed. There we go. So if I shoot it now 1 more time, it should disappear after 2 seconds. And there we go, it disappeared, which confirms that our code is working. So I guess we will change this here to a dynamic value. So I would say serialize fields, and let's just call this one float, and then we want to make this the destroy time, or call this one destroy time, and let's add a default value of 1, because here we can then add the destroy time, and with that we can dynamically change that directly from the Unity editor. So when I hit now play, we should get the same result, except that the cube should now disappear a little bit faster, actually 1 second faster. So 1, twice, and there we go, it disappeared. Alright, so I would say we are pretty much finished. We have accomplished quite a lot. No, I already said that in the last episode, but yeah, we're definitely getting there, right? So I will save everything, and I will wrap up here this episode. I guess since we have added the ammo, we will add in the next episode maybe the UI also for the health, and attach the health to our player, which you can easily do since we create a universal health script. So you can simply drag and drop the health script to the player, and therefore the player will also have a health attribute, right? That's the great thing about the way we wrote this code. We can now apply this to any object we want. So I guess for the next episode we will add maybe UI system for the half, which will basically follow the same principles as what we already did here for the ammo panel. And then I guess we will also add some enemies, because right now we can shoot cubes, and by the way, you can actually take these cubes and you can leave, and by the way, you can also exit here to the modes by simply clicking on it again, and then you can click here in the hierarchy on some object, for example the cube, and then press F, and this will then focus on the object. And then let's just copy here a few cubes in that we can shoot. Right, one there, maybe one over there. Okay, we save the scene, and now when we hit play, we can shoot all cubes and they will all disappear. So let me change the weapon. And there we go, it works, right? Now the only issue that we actually have is that our bullet holes are still there, even though the cube is already was already destroyed. So I guess you could implement a system for that as well, but I would just leave it as this, since that's not our main focus. Maybe in some later of the episode. But yeah, I will wrap up his lesson. I hope you guys have learned a lot. Again, if you enjoy the series, make sure to like it and consider maybe to subscribe to my channel. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching and see you maybe next time. Bye.